We have another incident that's just occurred with another bus driver that has supposedly done something that for some reason has ended up or is about to end up in the mainstream media again. And for the life of me, I can offer no other explanation as to why this is getting into the mainstream media other than it's an attempt by the Trimet management to discredit Trimet union employees. Now, we already know that Trimet has tremendous power to squash news stories at will. For example, they were able to squash my class action lawsuit, which we were actually victorious, but it never made the mainstream media. They squashed my appearance with Ellen Fox on the People's Court. So we already know that Trimet can squash stories and Trimet can make stories. And what we have here is another example of a driver who did something that has absolutely no newsworthy value whatsoever. It has zero newsworthy value. It's an incident on the road, and there's hundreds of these incidents. I post dozens of them daily. None of them make mainstream media, but when they get one like this, for some reason, the mainstream media eats it up. Now, we see these stories proliferate when Trimet is in problems with the union, with ATU 757. This is when these stories proliferate on the mainstream news. And it leads me to believe, quite rightly, I'm sure, that this is a planned attempt by Trimet to create a public perception of the Trimet drivers as being bad people. And these stories permeate in the culture, and you see a story like this and the mainstream media wraps it up like some kind of, this is a bad person, look how bad they did. And in the mind of the hapless public that's not paying attention, this idea gets spread to all Trimet drivers. And we've seen this over and over. I've seen this for so many times, so long now. This is old hat, and I know that I'm right here. I know this is a conspiracy. Anybody that understands government and mainstream media knows that mainstream media carries the water for government. Okay, you see mainstream media constantly republishing Trimet news releases verbatim. So we know that it has Trimet's stamp of approval that they put this out there. This is an attempt by Trimet to make operators look bad, to make the union look bad. This is very old hat to us. This is all fake news. All the things that happen in Portland today, and they cover this as some kind of actual news story. It's a very clear example of the power of mainstream media and how fake they really are. This is one thing that Donald Trump exposed and that he's correct about. It was never talked about until Trump became president. But this is one of the things that he did that has helped our culture. I know Trump is a nightmare and he's done all these crazy-ass things. But there's some of the things that he's done actually have helped us. In the long run, we'll see this. Right now you can't see it because he's so crazy and such a buffoon that it's hard to see anything good coming from him. But in the long term, I think he's done us all a favor. One of them, and the most important thing he's done, is expose the mainstream media for what it is. A bunch of liars who are pursuing an agenda that has nothing to do with news.